Chapter 3. At Home in Mingora. By the time Malala's second brother Atal was born, more than 800 children were studying in Ziaudan schools. One elementary school for boys and girls, one high school for boys, one high school for girls. Malala was 7 and Kushal was almost 5 when the new baby came. Like most families in Pakistan, the whole family ate their meals together. Breakfast was served very early. Men and boys went to a nearby mosque, a place of worship, to pray. Women and girls said prayers at home. In her father's school, Malala took many courses. She studied 3 languages: Pashto, English, and Urdu, the official language of Pakistan. She learned math, science, history, and Islamic studies. Her mother, Torpakai, was anxious to learn too. She couldn't read or write, but she enjoyed listening to her daughter talk about what she had learned at school that day. Like most of the children in her classes, Malala spoke Pashto at home. At school, the teachers taught in English and Urdu. Soon, Malala was able to speak and understand all 3 languages. Some families paid a few dollars a month for their children to attend Ziaudan's low-cost private schools. Other children could not afford to pay anything, but her father welcomed them anyway. Ziaudan and his family had a little more money now. They bought CDs and books. Malala loved to read. After finishing the Twilight series, she thought it would be fun to be a vampire. The Yousafzais also bought a TV. Sometimes they watched shows from Islamabad, the capital of Pakistan. And once in a while, there were shows from faraway countries, like England, Australia, and America. Ugly Betty, a show about a girl who worked at a magazine, was one of Malala's favorites. Malala began to see that people spoke and dressed and acted differently in different places. Her parents explained that people may look different, but what matters is who they are inside. Malala loved going to the market with her mother. There were so many different stalls to visit. She bought small toys and sweets and shiny bracelets. She examined the colorful scarves and the newest DVDs. She watched the cobbler making shoes and helped her mother pick out fruits and vegetables. As she grew older, she began to spend more time with the women and less time with the men. But often she served the men tea and stayed to listen. When she was 8 and 9, there seemed to be more talk about politics than poetry, and the more she heard, the more interested she became. Someone mentioned the war in the neighboring country of Afghanistan. A strict and violent group in power, the Taliban, made women obey severe laws. Girls and women could not leave the house unless they were with a man. And the man had to be a relative. Women could not work outside the home. Girls could not go to school. Many women who disobeyed the Taliban's laws had been badly beaten or put to death. Someone else mentioned a man on a local radio station. He was talking about stopping all girls in Mingora from going to school. Malala couldn't believe it. How could anyone say that girls shouldn't go to school? Unlike her brother Kushal, She enjoyed homework and writing papers and studying for tests. She had won many prizes for earning the highest grades or being the best in her class. She loved all the school books her father had found for his students to read. She loved speaking in front of the class and seeing her friends every day. Her friend Moniba most of all. Moniba was smart too. Often she and Malala would get into silly fights, but that didn't mean they weren't best friends. Malala couldn't imagine what her life would be like if she couldn't go to school. She was afraid.